The only reason I'm here is because I feel like I have to. I'm not inspired to be here.
I realized I'm just going to end up going back to what I already know. Then I left the university.
I guess one of the main reasons I went was because of my parents, and I'm sure I'm not the only one.
So I decided to drop out. Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome again. If you don't know me, I'm Kita. I just thought I should talk about why I made the decision and everything that led to it. You might just feel a little bit impulsive. I promise you, it is not an impulsive decision. I've been thinking it through since the first day I stepped into OAU. So let me just give a little side story to how I got to OAU and everything around it. When I graduated from secondary school, I picked Unilorin to study medicine and I scored 264, but Unilorin did not pick me. So at the end of the day, I ended up spending 1 year in Ilorin where I did A levels and I did very well in my A levels. But the result was not out by the time I had gotten into OAU. I scored 279. They gave me soil science. I just felt pressured to make the decision to choose soil science. So I ended up accepting the course. And at the end of the day, I didn't like it. Let's say my first jump was in 2017, where I scored 264 for Unilorin and I didn't pick me. So by 2017, I had written A levels. I had 14 points. I could have used it in Unilorin to apply for medicine. But at that point, I didn't even want medicine anymore. I was already tired. I didn't want any of those courses. And I was already in OAU. I already saw the system of education. I was already repulsed by everything. That same year, that was 2019, I was in my first part. I took another jump actually that year. So that's making 3 jumps in 3 years. I ended up scoring 249. I wrote mathematics in that jam and I was like, maybe I'll just cross over to engineering. It looked like I was somebody without a certain decision. That medicine, I didn't feel like it was my decision. I felt like I was under pressure to do medicine. I was always this creative child. I would draw, I would paint, I would decorate, I would write. In fact, I made my own storybooks, blah, blah, blah. I was always this creative person. I didn't know how I found myself in sciences, in physics and everything. But because when it comes down to it, I'm very good with learning things very fast. So I was just good in science class. I was just very good. And I just wish maybe during my secondary school I had gone for arts or something. Maybe I would have felt better being in the university. But let's just talk about my experience generally in OAU and why I decided that I can't keep this up. I don't want to.
I'm living in pains. I'm emotionally stressed. I'm emotionally downcast.
Even if that's the last thing I have to do, I'm not doing it. I don't want to be there. In part 1, within 2 weeks, I realized that I didn't want to go to classes anymore. Because for one, I'm a short-sighted person. I can't see the board. And I didn't get campus accommodation. I was living off campus with my cousin. I would get to school as early as 6:37. And everywhere would be filled up. I'm talking filled to brim, that there won't even be space for you to stand. It was that bad. And I was asking myself that, okay, how am I supposed to learn in these conditions? How am I supposed to learn in these conditions? I could not see the board and I could not even hear the lecturer. That was the worst part for me. The fact that I can't see, neither can I hear the lecturer. What was I doing in that class? And I continued for 2 weeks before I decided that, okay, this is a waste of my time. I'm not going anymore.
You will end up in McDonald's. You will end up in McDonald's.
I didn't go. I just spent the whole semester at home reading. The GPA at the end of first semester was 3.7 or something. It has been digressing since that time. So second semester, I was okay, I'm going to try to go to classes. I went for the first 3 days and I realized that, okay, this is still a waste of time. I didn't go again. I didn't go for the entire semester. By part 2, I was already working. I was already doing freelance. I don't think I showed up. Okay, that was when there was this corona break and everything. where we are at home, eventually resumed and classes were online. I would say that was still like the best experience I had with classes, at least. But then they did all these online tests. Imagine just taking a random test without telling people, knowing fully well that the electricity is bad, like we can't count on network. Just impromptu tests, just at that point I felt like, okay, these people are actually wasting my time. I hardly showed up to classes. I hardly showed up for the entire part, so I still did well. Not like did well like that, but because I did that falling into like 3.4 by the end of first semester, then 3.14 by the end of second semester, because I missed a couple of impromptu tests. And I didn't have any attendance because I was not showing up. And for the practicals and everything, see, I'm not like, I'm thinking about this at least in a semester. I will call my mom twice. I want to drop out at least in a semester. I said it, told my dad, I'm done. I got threatened that I'm not going to be done.
Oh my days, irú ọmọ wo wá rèé nítorí Ọlọ́run. Mo jẹ jìyà lórí àwọn ọmọ yìí o. Mo jìyà lọ, you will move out. You will move out of this house.
That time I didn't have money, so if you threaten me, obviously I'll cower and just try and keep pushing. I kept on pushing, honestly. I kept on pushing that, okay, you know what, I'm just going to get this degree like every other person. People are doing it, so why can't I? But it's hard to convince yourself to do something you don't want to. I don't want it. Like, I don't need. The reason why a lot of people get degrees is because they hope to work with organizations, like 9 to 5, whatever. But me, I've never seen myself, this is me being sincere, I have never seen myself commuting to work to and fro. I've never imagined it to be the case for me. I've always felt like I'm going to do something creative with my life. And I'm a web designer, branding strategist, I'm a video editor, blah, 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 and so on and so on. I'm a lot of things aside. And it was not like all these years I wasn't going to classes, I was just partying. In fact, I would say I'm an extremely serious person. I'm a nerd, to be honest. While I wasn't going to school, I was reading a lot of books on business, on stocks, on marketing. I was reading a lot on human psychology, history. I read a lot of history books. I know a lot because I enjoy history. I like documentaries and stuff. It wasn't like I was just wasting my time. I was developing skills. I knew I was going to drop out. I knew I'm not going to make it to part 5. Like, I say it a lot, like, it has almost become like a joke. Like, when people see me, they say, Kita, you're still in school. And I'm like, I'm still here, I'm still here for now. Because I just know. You get to a point in your life when you know what you want and what you don't want. I know I don't want this. I'm doing it for my mom. And there's only so much you can take when you are doing something for that people. There's only so much effort you can put. And I'm not the kind of person that puts in little efforts. I either go big or I don't go at all. Like, I'm not that kind of person. Me putting in little effort bothers me more than the fact that I'm even there. Like, if I want to do something, I'd better do it well or just not do it at all. Just reflecting day before yesterday that, I don't want to keep doing this every year. I feel bitter when I go to school. I feel I'm in the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. I don't understand. Like, I know everybody says you're in part 3, you're almost done. But when I look at it, I don't see it like that. I see myself wasting another 2.5 years of my life. All of it is based on perspective, right? But in my own perspective, it's not looking good. It's not something I see myself doing. I didn't even see myself using my degree or being on the farm. I'm not that person. Like, I'm not. So I made the decision and I was like, you know what? I'm going to stand by my decision. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I know the obvious thing in Nigeria is like, if you don't have a degree, you don't get that much respect from people around. Like, people don't see you as something. But I'll be honest, I don't care what you see me as. Look at me very well. I don't give a fuck.
To be very honest, I know send your daddy.
I don't care. Like, the minute I decided and I was like, okay, I'm going to call my mom today. I'm going to tell her. Whether she agrees or not, I am done. Eventually got to a point where we made a decision that, okay, next 3 years I'll probably go back to school. I was like, Well, I felt liberated for once. Like, since I've been in OAU, it's hard to ask myself, what am I doing here? There's a lot of things, there are a lot of issues, like, right from systemic issues that does not sit well with me. Why should I be in school learning from you and you're teaching me as if you don't care about me? I mean, I'll learn better. I learn better on YouTube. At the end of every class, like during the exam period when it's now time to read, you're in class, so yet the whole thing doesn't even make sense. You have to go back and watch YouTube videos. So if I'm going to be watching YouTube videos at the end of the day, I might as well just not go, not be part of the system, and just watch the YouTube videos, since that's what it has boiled down to. Because I'm pretty sure that if the kind of education we are getting from this system is what our parents got, they probably will not be so crazy about it. Whatever we're getting is like we're forcing them to teach us. Like, I'm not down for that. And if I say, oh, I have everything all planned, all figured out, or I don't really have everything all planned out. Move with the flow, or flow with the move, whatever. I don't have it all planned out. I don't even care that I don't have it all planned out. I'm just happy to be out of the system. I'm just happy. Last night, I couldn't sleep from the excitement. I felt a little bit anxious when I woke up this morning. And I was like, this is your new life. In the night, I slept with excitement. Like, okay, now I get to choose my life. I'm an adult, I'm 21. Maybe because I've been in the school system, I've never really felt like, okay, it's time for me to start making my own decisions. And adults now in the real world. But I actually feel like that, and I'm excited. I'm learning a couple of skills right now. Besides the fact that I'm a web designer, I'm learning UI UX, learned a lot of things, right? I'm learning animation, and that's something that has always been like, ooh. I feel like one day I have a lot of dreams actually, right? But I feel like one day, right, I'd like to be able to create my own comic books or my own anime, like African anime, whatever. I don't know what part I will go into, but I know that whatever I do, I'm going to be successful at it. Like, so weird. I have a choice. I don't want to be laughed at or to be mocked. So yeah, I'm going to chase my dreams with all my energy, all my power, and I'm going to come out victorious. Not a maybe thing. It's facts. And I want to thank everybody that has been, pushing me to finish this degree. I'm sorry I disappointed you. I'm sorry that I couldn't do it. Okay, but yeah, my brothers finish their degrees and graduate. But me, I'm sorry. I want to thank my friends for motivating me. Every 3 market days, I need somebody to motivate me to stay in school. That's how bad it was, because I just didn't see the point. I didn't see the point at all. Sorry if you're disappointed that I left at the end of the day. It was either that or my mental health, and I'm sorry I'm picking myself over any other thing. For anyone who was maybe looking up to me educationally, I doubt that anybody was looking up to me educationally. I'm the worst. If I disappointed you, I'm sorry. I'm living my life. This is my life. I'm making choices for myself. I don't care. I'm just happy. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because YouTube is my dream and everything. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos. Yeah, bye.